What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve, and today we are talking about a very surprising sneaker, and I should have known better. I don't know why I wasn't expecting much from this shoe. Maybe it was the price point, maybe it was the way it looked, but I should have known better. It's a Jordan brand sneaker. It's got the Zoom Air. It's got the flight plate. It's got everything you need, the formula for a good performing basketball sneaker. I just wasn't sure if it was for me. But I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, this shoe is going into my playing rotation. I will also say that this shoe is big man approved. If you're a big guy like me, you need a lot of support and cushioning. You want to feel confident cutting and running on the court. This shoe accomplishes that, but I think this shoe lends well to just about every player type. Now, if you're not a big guy, if you're more of a shooting guard, point guard type, and you've used these, let us know in the comments below how that does for you. Today, we are talking about the Jordan Westbrook Why Not 3.0s. Look at these things. Alright guys, so let's get right into it with the looks of this shoe, because this is going to be the first thing you notice immediately is that this thing has got 90s written all over it, and no matter where you look on this sneaker, whether it's up here, back here, there are patterns. Even where you think there isn't a pattern, there is a faint yellow checkered pattern here. And then you have colors on colors. You've got pinks, blues, teals, black, neon yellow, probably some neon green. I'm probably missing two other colors in here. But it all kind of works in this weird way. I mean, even when you look at areas like back here around the heel, there was so much happening. Yet, when you step back and look at it, it all just kind of works. It's organized chaos in a way. I guess a little bit in the way that Russell plays his game. He's very fast, he's very intense, a lot going on with his game. And then, of course, you can probably tie this into some of the attire that Russell has worn walking into arenas for games. He does not shy away from the overt and flashy, and neither does this shoe. But in this strange way, even my wife, who is not really into the flashy sneakers, when I showed her these on foot, she was like, yeah, those actually work, because when I pulled them out the box, she was just kind of like, whoa. Like, it looks like an episode of Saved by the Bell. I kind of straddle the middle. I like things that, I don't want it to be flashy just to be flashy. I want it to have a little bit more going on, a little bit more purpose. This one clearly has more purpose. It's got a 90s vibe. It's taking a lot of those classic, recognizable 90s patterns and material. There are some different materials floating around this shoe. So let's talk about the materials here first. You've got this synthetic knit type of material that makes up the majority of the upper, and just about everywhere you feel on this part of the shoe, all over really, you're getting a lot of cushion. It feels like a very stable, very protected shoe, which is great for me. Personally, that's what I prefer. And then you got a little bit of an inner sock, but it doesn't go all the way into the upper. It's more attached than detached, I would say, from the rest of the shoe, but it does make for sliding your foot in and out of the shoe very comfortable and easy. And then you have these little hits of like rubber. I guess they gotta be rubber. They're definitely not leather, where you get these 90s inspired prints on them. You get a little bit of a kind of nubuck feeling or softer material around the toe. You get more of that kind of faux rubbery leather along the heel here. And then moving down to the midsole, you can see the foam here. It's got kind of a shark tooth pattern, which again, very 90s if you remember those shark tooth hats that Starter made. You also have the Zoom logo embedded into the midsole, as well as the Russell Westbrook logo that is on the pink part that is poking out of the middle of the midsole. And that pink area there is basically the flight plate. This feels like the same type of material that was used on the Air Jordan 34 flight plate. And actually on this side of the midsole here, you'll see there is a Jordan logo stamped on that side of the flight plate, and it does really feel like the same. It doesn't have the see-through effect of the Jordan 34. But moving on to the rest of the outsole, it is a kind of busy looking herringbone pattern. It's not a traditional herringbone, but it's kind of got the look, and I thought the grip was fantastic. I don't have any complaints about the grip performance on this shoe. And then in a quirky type of way, you've got in the middle of the outsole the information on the shoe, like your size and UPC, QR code, the kind of things you would see on a tag inside the shoe you have on the outsole of the shoe. So if you're really curious on what size someone's foot is, I guess you can look at the bottom of the shoe. Along the back around the heel, there is a nice heel tab that makes it very easy to pull the sneaker on. It's got the kind of seatbelt knit material feel there, and there's also that kind of seatbelt material along the strap that goes across here. That's kind of the anchor for that strap, and I don't know if that's a nod to the 90s at all. I guess it's probably used on a lot of shoes, but there's the Why Not done in a kind of like sitcom-y, graffiti, 90s inspired font, and that looks like that kind of ironed on stuff, so I'm wondering if that's going to fall off or crack really easily. I guess only time will tell. Thankfully, that's not going to impact the performance of the shoe. And then below that, where that tab kind of comes all the way down, stitched into the back of the heel, there is a large black piece that kind of works as more of an anchoring point for your heel, kind of beefs up that midsole a little bit, and it creates a nice contrast back there. There is a little more black going on along the heel with the teal and black pattern, so it all kind of comes together despite that being pretty much the only solid black piece on the sneaker itself. Now let's talk about the strap going along the front of the laces here. Like I said, it's anchored by this kind of seatbelt looking material, and it's a see-through neon yellow, maybe neon green. I'm bad with color sometimes, so my apologies, but it's plastic. It feels kind of heavy duty though. It's got a nice strong Velcro strap. It gives you a really good feel of lockdown. I found that I can tighten it up almost too tight where it can be painful on my foot, so really just a nice and even lining up the two Velcro pieces is probably more than enough. I really thought this helped in making me feel more comfortable in the shoe, and I also think there is a little bit of a 90s motif going on with this strap over the laces, because, correct me if I'm wrong, growing up in the 90s I felt like there was a thing with a lot of training shoes having straps on them, like that was a feature. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's just nostalgia playing tricks on me. Either way, I think this strap is going to find its way on all of the Westbrook colorways for the Why Not 3.0s, so no need to worry. I don't think you need this specific colorway in order to get the strap. Next, looking up the laces here and the tongue, you have a blue tongue that feels like it's the same material as the rest of the upper, and then it goes to a more dramatic mesh material near the top. It has a yellowish backing, and then there is a seafoam green pull tab with a holographic panel on there. It's got a green polka dot holographic pattern. It kind of reminds me of watermelon a little bit. And there's also a pink Jordan logo with a yellow Jordan logo offset behind it. Gives it a little bit of a dynamic look there. And you've also got that holographic pattern here along the top two eyelets jutting out, and there's some stitching, and I think this is kind of purposefully offset to the stitching here. It kind of just lends to that type of organized chaos type of look, and I thought the holographic accents were a nice touch because it makes me think of back in the 90s being a kid, the holographic X-Men cards, trading cards, baseball cards, basketball cards, things like that. When you got the holographic card as a kid, it might not have been worth anything, but you thought it was more special because it had a holographic look to it. All right, so let's talk about the performance aspects of the sneaker. Like I said before, you've got the flight plate here in the middle. You've got Zoom Air going through the midsole as well. And the feelings right from putting on the shoe, I can say it's not as cushy as the LeBron 17s, let's say, but it feels like there is a little more spring, a little more cushion than something like the Jordan 34s. I think this kind of straddles in between those two shoes in a lot of ways, and that might just be because those are the other two shoes I've been wearing recently. As far as like weight goes, it's not as light as the Jordan 34s, but it's definitely lighter than the LeBron 17s, and I don't personally pay that much attention to the weight of a sneaker. There really isn't going to be a sneaker that's so heavy that it really impacts your game anyway. I think heavier sneakers can provide more comfort and more stability, more protection for your foot as well, so I would probably lean towards those, which is why I like the LeBron 17s a lot. But this one performed just as well. My foot felt secure. I felt like I wasn't going to hurt myself in it, even for being a little bit of a lower cut. I laced all the way to the top eyelet, and I felt locked in. I had no problem making cuts, driving the lane, stopping and popping. I mean, everything in this shoe felt good. I felt confident. Never once did I think I was going to slip, lose my balance, not get the grip I was expecting to get. I was really blown away by the performance of this shoe. And it really surprised me because I thought the LeBrons were going to be the ones that I used throughout the majority of 2020. That's what I said in my video on the LeBron 17s, but there is a new entry into the rotation. These right here in this colorway. So much fun to rock, so much fun to play in, and I'm I'm definitely going to be using these on and off with those LeBrons, and maybe sprinkle in the Jordan 34s a little bit here and there, but I think these might altogether replace the Jordan 34s. This shoe, while it doesn't have as much cushion as the LeBron 17s, it has that perfect balance. So you get more court feel here. You feel like you're a little bit more connected to the ground, and maybe that gives me a little bit more confidence making moves than it did in the LeBron 17s. I felt a little bit quicker with this shoe. Now, I'm not saying the shoe makes you faster. I'm just saying I felt like I could make quicker, stronger moves without thinking about it as much, and that could mean the difference in performing well. When things are just natural flowing, you know that the more you have to think about shots or moves, the more you are prone to mess them up. So a shoe that gives you the confidence to just go with the flow, I love that, and that's what these provided for me. So I highly recommend to you trying out these Westbrook Why Not 3.0s because the price point is on point. It's not too expensive. It's not the cheapest, but really it's at a phenomenal price point to get a shoe packed with this kind of performance and this kind of confidence boosting, at least that it gave me. So definitely try it out for yourself. I highly recommend it to the big dudes out there. If you were wary about this shoe, thinking maybe it was too low cut, or because it's designed for Russell Westbrook himself, he's a bit of a more streaky, faster, smaller player, that maybe this is not for you, not made for a person with your body type. I'm telling you right now, you can rock this shoe. Just like if you're a point guard, shooting guard type, I think this shoe will be right for you as well. So if you have them, let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this colorway. I think it's just fun. It's great. It's different. It's all the things I like in a sneaker colorway, because why wear the same old boring sneakers all the time? So that does it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video on the Russell Westbrook Why Not 3.0s. I don't want to bore you with too long of a video, so if you have other questions about this shoe, ask me in the comments below. I will answer them to the best of my abilities. I will give you all the details about my experience with this shoe down in the comments below if that's what you're looking for. Like I said, I think it's a wonderful shoe. It's definitely worth checking out, and I don't think it is that hard to get, thankfully. I'm all about sneakers that aren't hard to get. I ain't trying to pay these resale prices. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribe if you have not joined the family already. We're at about 700 followers right now. The journey to 1,000 followers is in full effect. Still might be a couple days left if you're watching this video right now on my Undercover Presto React giveaway, so go back and check that video out. I have it linked at the end for you, and I hope you have a good day, good evening, good night whenever you're watching this. I will see you on the next one. Peace.